there, I'm Big Alias. How are you today? I literally just woke up and now I'm making this commentary. But I want to talk about something. I want to talk about a TikTok, actually. I made an account a few months back just to have somewhere else to dump my shorts that I put on here, just another avenue. And now I'm actually really enjoying it. I enjoy running that as much as I enjoy running this channel. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun and I'm getting a lot of engagement of that. It's really great. And actually this video that I want to talk about is, I think, my most popular video to date. I know I've made a couple of posts that were more popular than this. I have a post on Threads that has I think about 500,000 views, but it's about Bad Bunny. It's a Bad Bunny clip. It's saying, people will say that they don't like his music, but then this is the music he's making, and it's like this gorgeous song from his most recent album. I couldn't tell you the name of the song because I can't pronounce any of those names, but it's like this beautiful, gorgeous Latin beat. And I posted about that, and I got a lot of views on that. But it's someone else's clip. And then there's also the fuck ass bloody cock ghost video on this channel that I've resigned myself to the fact that it will always be my most popular video.
Whoa, that was badass. So you want to load the mission, and you got all this stuff going on. There's some soldiers. There's a truck that.
It's 13 years old, and I didn't get as much engagement on that as I did on this, and I want to delve into that in this video. I want to explain why that is and the ins and outs. So the video is this. Actually, I've come to think of it, as a matter of fact, I could just insert it here. I could put it here. That's the beauty of it being my content. I can just put it here.
Hey, so if you voted reform, if you could do me a favor and take a break from fucking your cousin and go and fuck yourself instead, that would really be great.
Now, do I think it was a good joke? I thought it was okay. It was all right. It was an okay joke. I don't think it was the smartest joke I've ever made. It was very easy. I just think that maybe it was low-hanging fruit. It's a very easy joke to grab a hold of. It doesn't require any complexity. I also think it was kind of punching down, and I want to explain why that is. And the reason it was punching down is because it's accurate to a degree. And I know, despite the fact that a lot of people disagree with that. So with the comments, I actually got a couple of comments saying, well, this is ironic, as though the cousin fucking thing applies to the left more than it does to the far right. Now, the thing about reform is that studies show that people who voted reform typically come from quote unquote left behind areas. In these left behind areas, what that means is they're areas where typically income is lower. And I want to say, before I continue this video, I know that I sound quite well off, but I'm definitely not. I'm just educated. I'm working class. I come from a very working class background. I come from a family who made ends meet. And I'm currently doing that myself now, paycheck to paycheck. I'm not a wealthy guy, and I'm not, this is not an elitist thing. There's more to it. But they typically come from, I come from a reform area, by the way. I come from a reform area. So I know these people, and this is where I live. But they come from areas that are typically lower in income, but also, and most importantly, lower in higher educational take rates. So people typically are less likely to go into higher education if they come from one of these left behind areas. And again, I know this because I live in a area that is controlled by reform, and I think the first area that was controlled by reform. And when I went to university, I was actually given a scholarship purely due to the tremendously low take rate on university in my area. I was given a non-repayable scholarship purely because of how few people in my area go to university. So I know that is correct. But I can also tell you, as someone who lives in one of these areas, that there is also a stigma against education here. In these areas, I remember I spoke to a guy ironically, when I was doing a college course, who said that he doesn't read because his dad always said that reading is for gay guys or something like that, or reading is for losers or gay guys or something. So he doesn't read and he won't read. And he had a kid. He was 19, I think, maybe 19, 20. Yeah, but I remember him saying the reading is for gay guys. I don't read. That's what my dad always told me. there is a stigma against education in these areas. And the thing is, when you have such a low education area, obviously, first of all, you tend not to understand the ramifications, both in terms of like the damage that you're doing, scientifically, physically, and to an extent like mentally, but when the topic of something like incest is brought up, but you also don't understand like the legal ramifications. You also just don't care about the legal ramifications as much as someone who wouldn't be from one of these quote unquote left behind areas. When you feel as though you've been left behind, there is like this cyclical culture of, I actually kind of just don't care about what I'm being told to do, because when I do, I act on what I'm being told to do, and when I do what I'm being told to do, and I adhere to the system, and I listen to the man, and I do as I'm told, then it's not reciprocated. I don't get to experience good things. I don't get to have a good life if I'm doing these things, because I'm in like this horrible cyclical cycle of, I do good, I do wrong, and things go wrong, and I don't get the life that I want to get. So, you do end up in the cycle of that, which is why this feels like punching down, because, for a lot of people, it kind of can't be helped. But incest just becomes more rampant. So do instances of things like, a higher chance of drug use, or a higher chance of, violence, be it domestic or a pub fight or something like that. But I'm not done yet, because the ironic thing is, the other side of the reform voter, the other reform voters, the people who vote far right, are people on the complete other end of the spectrum. The richest people in the country tend to vote far right as well. But the thing about those people is they have exactly the same problems, but for different reasons. The same outcome, slightly different reasons. People, the mega rich on the far right, also feel as though they don't have to adhere to the laws and the rules around them, but not because they're exhausted by this, horrible environment that they found themselves in, but rather because they feel as though, of course, typically if you have a lot of money, it's probably due to something, either luck or nepotism. And when you experience like a very intense level of luck or nepotism, you tend to, garner this sense that everything's handed to you and everything should be handed to you, and you shouldn't have to listen to the rules around you. And therefore you end up, again in this cycle of, I'm above this law, and it shouldn't matter to me. And again, you end up with things like higher drug use, but in this instance, it's more expensive drugs. It's things like cocaine. You end up with a higher chance of violence, but you get someone else to do it for you. And you end up, with, of course, higher chances of incest. Also, typically with the far right, they're a lot more insular, and they sort of surround themselves with one another in like these big stately manners, and you get a lot of incest when that happens too. So sort of when you look at it and when you consider it, I'm kind of cooking with what I'm saying. The chance of you voting reform and being incestuous is higher. By a giant degree, no. And I do understand that I was being very vitriolic and hyperbolic in the video, which is one of the reasons I think like I got this response, the response I did that I'm about to delve into, because I was so vitriolic, and it was just like such a quick, sharp joke. But despite that, it's not completely unfounded. The chances are, if you voted reform, you probably have a higher chance of being incestuous than the people in that middle zone who, do adhere to the rules and do have a higher sense of like morality and adherence to the rules. So, incestuous kind of feels like I may have been right there. But also, I want to talk about the response. I want to cap this off by talking about the response that I got from this video. In this video, I got a lot of comments, and most of them were not on my side. Most of the comments that I got, I think I got around about like 120, maybe 130. And I ran the risk of almost becoming ratioed on a video, which has never happened to me before. I almost got ratioed on a video where I got more comments than likes, but I didn't. I think I ended up on like 220 likes, so I did narrowly get away with that. But a lot of comments, and I would say that maybe like 90% of those comments were anti-me or pro-reform. And if I told you, of all of those comments, so let's say there's like 125 and 100 of them, maybe like 110 I'd say actually, were pro-reform / anti-me. Now if I told you that only 20 of those comments actually explained why reform doing so well is a good thing, why someone would vote for reform, and why it's a good thing that reform would do well. If I told you only 20 people out of those actually left a comment that did that and affected that, that would seem low, wouldn't it? What if I told you that was actually 10 people? Well, what if I told you it was actually more like 5 people? It would be even crazier if I told you that only one person left a comment like that. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Absolutely insane. It just seems too low. Well, it wasn't. It was 0. Not a single comment. Not a one. No comments out of the like 90 to 100 to 110 comments. Not one comment. Not one. Out of all of them, in any single tangible way, said anything about why they voted reform, why it's a good thing to vote reform, why it's a good thing to be optimistic about a future under reform, because we all know it's going to happen. Not a single one. I was mind blown, and I still am. I'm flabbergasted. 0 out of like 100, 110 comments told me why they think it's a good idea, why they voted for reform. I didn't even get a comment mentioning why anyone voted for reform or why I should stop worrying about it or anything like that. Now, I understand it's a very quick, hyperbolic, sharp, joke that is designed to rattle some cages. And when you post vitriol, quick vitriol, you're probably going to get it back. But I can't get over it. Like nothing. And I think this really shows something that I talk about on this channel a lot, which is the difference between a left-wing argument versus a right-wing argument. And and I've said this before, I know it's not always this way. This isn't always the case. But one thing I've definitely noticed that just really gets on my nerves, and I think says a lot about like who's voting for what, is if you get someone on the left like leaving a comment, it's more, I don't want to say always because it isn't, we indulge in this type of thing. We'll have like, your president's literally a pedo. But even then, like, that's a reason not to vote for Trump or not to vote for Farage, who's from the party that has close ties with Prince Andrew, who is a pedophile. But, we have these like sharp responses. Like the video, you'll fuck your cousins, so just fuck off. And again, I understand that, like, for the 50th time, I understand, like, if I'm being vitriolic, that they're going to be vitriolic back. But not a single comment. It's crazy. But yeah, like, the approach to discourse from left to right, I think is just like so staggeringly different. If someone on the right left a video, exactly the same video, let's say when Labour were doing well and someone said, take a minute to stop fucking your cousins and go and fuck yourself instead, excuse me, we would leave a comment with something like, there would be a lot of like fuck off and go away and stuff like this, but there would be at least a few comments saying stuff like, hey, look, reform want to do this, and we don't have to worry about that now. The Conservatives wanted to reintroduce national service, and we're stopping that from happening. You're welcome, thanks, buddy. Or like, at least now, an immigrant doesn't have to worry about having, their house torched or something. Like, there would be some explanation. There would be some, even like a fight back, a punch back, but the punch back would have some depth to it, some gravity to it. And I know that because I'm doing this right now. I've made this long-winded video about this tiny little post with, excuse me, a bunch of comments where people refuse to use more than 3 words. Do you know how many comments I got just saying the word bellend? I think maybe like 11 or 12, maybe 13. And there were so many comments of, I'll tell you what the comments were, because I'm not sure I can be bothered to like show you, but maybe I will. The comments were just like a smattering of, oh, you're really smart. There was so much sarcasm. Oh, you're a smart guy. Oh, look at him. He's very clever. This is a very clever joke. You seem like a lot of fun to be around. Bell end, bell end, bell end, bell end, bell end. Oh, look at this, guys. Oh, the state of it. Oh. And like 1,000 different pictures of Nigel Farage just laughing. Okay? What do you mean? What are you trying to convey with this? What do you want me to understand by this comment? Even my video, which again, for the 5 millionth time was vitriolic and short and sharp, but at least I was like showing the exhaustion of the left. We're fucking exhausted and we're done like trying to fight you, and we're just telling you to fuck off now because your awful asinine policies keep winning, because the education is frowned upon in this country and that needs to be changed. But we're exhausted, and I think I showed my exhaustion in the video. At least something was conveyed there, something was told there, not just bell end. Oh, we got a real smart one over here. Look, oh, Mr. Clever Clogs thinks he's so smart. No, there was something there, and we tried to add something to what we're saying on the left, and it's just not reciprocated. It's so frustrating. And yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but when you look at, you look at interviews and you look at the way that like Musk, who's far right, he's just like, Nazis were socialists, which is more than what I got on my video. But it's like, well, firstly, no, that's not true. And secondly, because he used the term socialist in order, it's a whole thing. Do your own research. But it's not the way that he paints it. But it's just like these short, shitty little, I think you'll find we won. Yeah, get over it. We won't stop crying. Wah, wah, wah. It's like, no, we want something. You need to understand what you're voting for. And when you do this, when people do this, when they leave these stupid, shitty, tiny little comments, you're not telling me anything other than you don't understand what you're voting for. You're just doing stuff. You're just doing stuff. People on the far right, please give us more. Tell us why it's a good thing. Tell us why you're optimistic about all of this stupid stuff. We want to know. And until then, we're just going to assume you don't know, because you're not telling us what you do know. And I've been on a rant. It's been tremendously long, but I'll see everyone later.